believe. Now, looking at these sides, both of them came through, let's just say comfortably, through their semi-final encounters. How do you reckon they're going to go today?
Look, well, they've both been playing well. Actually, I've really enjoyed the way these two teams have been playing. And hopefully we're in for a good attacking encounter, because that's what we've seen from both these teams so far.
It was almost like penalty-topia last week when they both played their respective quarterfinals. But now, coming into the semi-finals, it does look like it's going to be a whitewash to Bayswater City as they start off now. It goes back into defence. Passing it around a bit. Big offload during the off-season at Bayswater City. I mean, a lot of players going over to Perth, the Machevsky brothers in particular. Bayswater themselves have picked up a couple of players, most notably Trent Kay. Bayswater now looking to counter-attack. Kearney, long ball, goes wide, but it's Stephen Burton there that's offside.
Yeah, just mistimed his run a bit there. It was a good little look on that right wing, though.
Yes, it's a very tight encounter, I reckon, the last couple of games they've had. The goalkeeper there, Cyril Charlock. Not many options. A very congested midfield at the moment. It's pole drived forward. Kearney gets ahead to it. But now it's Armadale on the counter-attack. The Army are on the way. It's passed across defence over to Mitch Castrilli. A long ball. Can it find a striker? No, it can't. It's safely picked up by Gianni Papalia. Cut inside. Switches to play now. Kearney. He's got Kay on the right. Goes to the centre. And that looked like a handball to me there.
Did struck his arm, but question of intent there. I don't think it was truly intentional, with only a few metres in between them. But they're looking good in the few early minutes at base. We're just keeping possession and looking to move the ball around.
A long ball into the midfield. Outside the boot there from Paul McCarthy. Both sides struggling to find their rhythm so far. Bayswater now on the attack. Reflects off the striker there. And it's gone out, and looks like Bayswater will retain the throw-in. Back inside to the centre of midfield. And the ball somehow managed to trickle its way over to the left-hand side, but it's going to be a throw-in for Armadale. Just looking at these two sides, which side do you reckon's made the better start?
You'd have to say Bayswater at this stage. Although that Armadale haven't spent too much time in possession really to giving us an idea of what they're going to do. A few mispassed places, and yeah, it's been all Bayswater so far. And as you see here, they're just crowding them out and getting possession back quite easily, which is something that Armadale are going to have to look at.
Bayswater now. The ball's with Kay. Goes into the centre of the pitch to Kearney. It's this midfield play that's serving Bayswater so well in this opening stage.
They're really moving well, aren't they? Coming back, dropping space, coming to collect the ball and looking for those outlet passes. As we see here, and it'll
go out there. Nathan Costello clearing it up into Rosie.
It looks like they put him up for a free kick here. Possibly not much over into that. The linesman flagging.
Charlock now about to take the goal kick here. Goes long. It's a long ball. Talk about route one there. Kay easily takes care of it, but can he keep it in? It cries for a throw in there. Kay hustling in that corner.
He's done very well here to find his teammate, and they're looking to clear here.
Of course, a big hello to our listeners currently listening via the WAM Network website. Our first game that we're actually covering live, online. The first of 2 semi-finals tonight. A long throw-in. But it does look like Armadale are resorting to long ball tactics. As Kay now puts it into the centre of the pitch again. Kearney. Oh, and it's a poor back pass and a shot there from Callum Barry. Easily taken care of by the Bayswater defence. And they counter-attack now. Kay's got plenty of space to run into. What can Bayswater do with this? They've got it in the centre of the park. And it's easily disposed of there by Louis Bake for Armadale. And it's back now in the centre of defence. Trenke pulled back into the centre. Armadale now attacking on the left wing. And the ref not too happy with that.
Just a little free kick, nothing malicious or anything there.
Bit of a calamity inside the box, and Armadale nearly had the opener there. But they're going to regroup, and it's another shot on goal. Cleared from the defence. It's a bit of a higgledy-piggledy in the middle of the pitch there. As Armadale attack now on the right-hand side, a long searching ball, trying to find Daniel Burner. But they'll counter-attack now. It's a beautiful through ball there. Patrick Quinn on the ball. My correction, that is actually Stephen Burton. Just couldn't see that number 1 in front of me.
We're trying to move around the area, but Armadale coming up away with it again. It's been very good defending early on here.
Beautiful play here, but it looks like it's been pulled back here. There's no advantage.
I think the ref just seeing a number of Armadale shirts in the way here, and yes, they have possession, but it looked like the ball might have just been running away from there, so perhaps a good decision.
Interesting to note that there's about 10 Armadale players behind the ball right now, including the goal kick. Goes wide.
Some good little chest
cuts
down
inside. Couldn't pass it back to anyone, and Armadale back on the counter-attack. This counter-attack that we've seen so often in the opening stages. Kearney now looks up the field. Goes right to Kay. To the centre of the pitch. Again, Armadale defending in numbers. Kearney. To do a chol. On Bayswater have got it back here for Gustavo Caccioni. Just trying to move it around. There's a wide option there. Oh, beautiful ball through to Steve Burton, and very nearly a cutback goal. Burton now still in possession, and he's won the corner. And about 10 minutes into this game here at Leader Stadium, and it's 0-0 between Bayswater and Armadale.
Been some very good play so far too. We've seen very different ways of playing early on here, Chris.
There's a very different Armadale side to the one that we saw last week, the free-flowing attacking side that scored 3.
they've been content to defend so far.
And it's still up and about there, but Charlotte gets that with ease. Not too happy about the physicality of that challenge.
There are a number of Bayswater players in there.
And it's a long ball. And easily defended there by Kay.
Did well, just won the throw. And in fact, sorry, goalkeeper there, sorry.
Which game are you watching, Damien?
Sorry, I couldn't tell anything by the corner flag there. It's alright. Again, the goalkeeper going through, finding plays by feet, which is what they've tried to do early on.
Burton trying to beat the offside trap there. It's easily defended by Armadale. Armadale going on to the right-hand pitch. And, yeah, it's this long ball counter-attack, defensive mindset. Oh, terrible tackle there. And they go right now. Seeking ball through there, trying to find Patrick Quinn. And it goes straight back to the keeper in the form of Gianni Papalia. Interesting kit for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, a little bit. He seems quite content though.
Chol. A long ball to the right-hand side of the pitch. Can Quinn control it? He does. He chests it down, looks inside. Caccioni. Falls now to McCarthy. Plays it off to Farrell. Armadale again back in numbers. I guess when you're playing a side like Bayswater City, you have to kind of squash your defence together. Put 5 men in the place of 4.
Yeah, well, that's true, but you know, they've been really effective so far. You know, they've been pushing back in numbers. They're keeping it really tight, not allowing them any space to really break through. We see another offside here, and then the counter-attacking hasn't been too bad. It's led to a number of shots early on.
A long ball forward. Again, that's probably like the 5th long ball we've had in about 15 minutes. Chol. It's on the left wing, cuts inside, back to Chol. Has options on the right, goes back to Kearney, who goes back to Kay. He's got Quinn, but runs with it. And it's turned over again by Bayswater. Retention not really their strength today. As they counter-attack now. Flick on header there. Falls down to Quinn, who will go straight back to Papalia. Do you reckon Chris Coyne will be happy with his charges so far? Let's remember that infamous comment he made in that final group stage game where after the 6-0 win, he still said he wasn't happy. Could have been more. And Burton's got the ball here. And couldn't find anyone. He had Farrell there waiting for it. And again turned over by Bayswater.
That's just where it's falling apart, isn't it? As they move up the pitch, they're doing so well early on, but then they're just lacking a final pass to unlock the defences, a final pass, a final run here.
Another long ball forward. Finds Caccioni on that right-hand side.
Being the offside trap here, a good little ball
Beautiful
in.
Cross. 50-50 ball there, but it goes back to Armadale. Armadale now on the attack on that left-hand side. Neatly left to nobody there. Kearney back to Papalia. Interesting bounce on the pitch today. Or perhaps lack of it, we should say.
Pitch is looking good in some places, but then there are a few little patches in others.
Very similar to Hunter Stadium in the way it is. But it's also a nice little boutique stadium here at Leeta Stadium. As we say that, looks like it's foul on the right-hand side. Crosses it for Burton, but no. Charlotte gets the ball. And somehow won back there by Bayswater. Falls to Farrell. Finds Chol. He's got 3 in the box, but tries to be too tricky. Still manages to win it back. We apologise for that technical difficulty there for our TV viewers. There's the ball now with Quinn throwing it in. A long ball left, but couldn't find him there.
Burton was out in some space, but he thought he was about 5 metres closer than what he thought, and in result, throw in Armadale.
Interesting to note here, we've got the Avcos industry signs over on the right hand side, just behind the left corner flag. Of course, Paul Avcos, the former owner of Perth Glory. It's Bayswater counter-attack. And there's a free kick after 3 players basically gang bashed the number 6 there in the form of Thomas Gooding. 20 minutes gone. How do you see this game panning out so far?
So far, it's a stalemate. So far, apart from there's a few other chances for Armadale, but since then they haven't.
And Farrell nearly broke the offside trap there.
Very, very good, intelligent running between in the defensive line there. Very unlucky in a way.
On the right hand side now. Cuts inside. Chol loses the ball there. Loveless with the throw-in. Armadale now on that right hand side. There's shields of white there. Of course, this live coverage brought to you by serverroom.us. Again, we apologise for any technical difficulties you might be experiencing at the moment. Our live stream is having some issues, and we'll endeavour to get them fixed as soon as possible.
It's a good little run here by Farrell, cutting in from the right.
And a little dink of a ball there, still finds Cataccione. What can he do with it? He's got a big man in front of him in the form of Robson. Twists and turns, and somehow they manage to get it out of defence, but Bayswater back on the attack. Or should I say Armadale? Let's end-to-end stuff here. Kearney. Burnswater they're disputing as a throw in. And an interesting little ball there from Burton. They're not talking enough, Bayswater. That's the problem. A long ball. Can only find Gianni Papalia. Cuts inside. Gooding. Goes back to Kearney. A long ball. And it might find Burton. It has. He twists and turns. He has Quinn on the inside. Farrell in there as well, but it's cleared by the Armadale defence. Back to Gooding, who slices it back to the left side of defence. It's been a very quiet first half. Probably the one clear shot on goal, that one shot by
Armadale there, yeah. Both teams just lacking that final ball, though Bayswater are starting to put together a few good moves in and around the box. But once again, you know, they won't be happy that they haven't been able to find that opening yet.
Charlock boots it up front. Neat little dink over, but he's clearly offside there. Callum Barry. Armadale really putting up a fight. I guess we'll see the other two sides and how that's going to go. We still haven't found out where the next game will be played. But we're currently at the picturesque Letus Stadium, the E&D Letus Stadium, up in Florida. Home of the mighty Florida Phoenix, one might say. And that ball's going to be intercepted here by Farrell. Gooding. But they're just losing the ball. You can hear the goalkeeper in the form of Gianni Papalia saying, talk to each other, talk to each other. It's a beautiful cross there, but easily handled by the defence. Kay now, he's got players coming towards him. Falls to Quinn, back to Kay. Gooding. Again intercepted by Armadale to Barry. Still manages to keep control of it. Farrell on the left side of the pitch. Quinn. And that was Burton there. I don't know where they were crying for handball. Do you see?
I think that was for the throwing, Chris. which Armadale rightly won.
Oh, that's definitely a handball there, right in front of the referee. And Bayswater have the first attacking set piece of the game. How do you see this one panning out?
It's definitely worth a shot, possibly from here. It's quite in front of goal, quite narrow in front of goal there. So it's hard to really conjure up a cross from this angle. You simply can't do that. It'll be easily cleaned up.
Kearney's eyeing it up and runs over it. Beautiful shot there by Farrell, but it goes straight into the welcoming arms of Charlock.
Yeah, it's a good positioning there. He just kept himself in line.
A seeking long ball forward. And that singing you hear is the Baysy Ultras. Here in force. Or it could be the army. Both big travelling supporting groups. Gooding does well, but unfortunately they lose it out. Again, retaining possession. And Quinn now tries to take on his man, goes inside instead. Gooding. And that's another handball. And they go forward now through Paul McCarthy. McCarthy again couldn't get to the ball, and Barry will now have the opportunity to turn play into Armadale's favour. They'll be conservative here. Bernard's been very involved on that left wing, running up and down like an Energizer bunny.
He's been very, very energetic, as he said. They haven't been able to capitalise.
Cuts inside.
Good look.
Another long ball to Burner, but doesn't get the better of Quinn. 30 minutes gone here in this match, the first semi-final of the night series here at Leatis Stadium. The score 0-0 between Bayswater and Armadale. Cuts inside. And Kay with a booming left foot kick. Cataccione gets it inside to Burton. Burton has options. Goes with it, tries to cross it, but it's recollected now. Quinn puts Burton through again. And off the right-hand post. And they'll attack once more, and it's absolutely squandered there by Chol. That was probably the first meaningful attempt we've had on goal here.
Very, very good move, which almost didn't eventuate. Gustavo Catrioni was furious that he didn't receive the ball out wide there. In the end, they were unlucky not to hit it.
Interesting to see that Perth and Bayswater are sharing the same change rooms, with so many players changing over. Nodded on to Chol. Kicks it with the outside of the boot, but doesn't do well at all. A little less than 15 minutes to go in this first half. Again, a lot of Armadale shirts going forward. Both sides very counter-attacking in the way they're playing. And as I say that, they're counter-attacking now. And that was a very disputable offside call there, in my opinion. He did run onto the ball.
It was line ball. The defenders were there, the attack was there, and yes, it was very, very close. You have to call those perfectly.
Cataccione obviously not too happy with the call. But it's that one piercing ball that seems to cut through the Armadale defence, and that's what they've got to worry about. It's that centre defensive pairing. As they go wide now, Cataccione. And goes wide onto the left-hand side, a beautiful seeking
lovely
ball.
Skills there.
They've got power in numbers here. And Cataccione almost on the end of his own product there.
Well judged there by, looked like Nathan Costello there. Very good job to just read that ball and get it out for a corner.
course, don't forget that you can watch this game on YouTube in approximately 2 days' time. And all games covered will be on whamnetwork.com.au. Ball in now from Quinn. A lot of people up there, and looks like there was infringement on the goalkeeper.
Yeah, they were all over him as he was going up for that. It's clear foul.
Subs are starting to warm up. We've got a player over on the touchline. Pointing out that the ball has been dragging on the surface on that left-hand side.
It's a lovely move.
Burton's through. He's got Katachiana in the centre. Cuts it across, and very nearly an own goal there from Robson.
In the end, again, well defended and well judged, really.
A little period,
he did well.
A little period of dominance, I would say, for Bayswater at the moment.
They're just starting to get that rhythm further forward. They've had it in their back half and through the midfield for most of this game, but now they're just starting to push further forward, and it's paying off. They got, I think, their third corner of the game. Their third corner was put in again by Quinn.
Charlotte comes out to tip it away. Did he actually get a hand to it?
No, I don't believe so.
Well, the referee believes so, and it looks like it's going to be a throw in to Bayswater.
There you go.
Goes wide. Has options, but tried to beat both of them on his own. And it's fallen, but Farrell couldn't do much with it. It's fallen again, and a scintillating strike there from Gooding. Another long ball. Burton. Ball bobbles back into defence, and it's going to be another Bayswater throw. Spectators getting a little bit restless as the score still stands at 0-0. Another long ball wide. Tips it ahead, and looks like he was brought down there. It does look like that was McCarthy over on that left-hand side. And it's a yellow card, the first yellow card of the game, to Callum Pott.
A very poor challenge. Never in doubt.
It's another attacking set piece. Kearney, the set piece taker of choice. Left-footed shot, finds its way to Quinn, who, he absolutely massacred that chance.
Well, the ball came across and he was cutting in. He misjudged the flight there. He just couldn't time that right.
All he had to do was put a foot out.
And
it looks like there might be a substitution.
It looks like Reece Loxley, I think, coming on.
And coming off, number 14, Mitch Castrilli. No, Mitch Castrilli's still on the pitch. We'll endeavour to find out who that was that just came on. And yes, it was Reece Loxley, personal friend of Damien Lewak.
Yes, I know him. number of years ago.
A long ball forward. And
Again,
Cartaccione could make them pay. Beautiful curling ball in. Falls back to McCarthy. To Farrell. Tries to take on 3, but manages to get off to offside Cartaccione. Long ball forward to midfield. And Bayswater have been sniffing. So we come to the last 5 minutes of regulation time in this first half of the first semi-final of the night series here at Lita Stadium. Armadale on the attack once more. Will they get that sucker punch, that goal that they need to get? If you're tuning in, don't forget to send Damien a text on his mobile. He loves to get texts.
Oh, we weren't telling people that anymore.
He'll read out the best texts at half-time. Ball now spills into the centre of the park. Goes wide to Castrelli. To Reese Loxley. Jack Salter absolutely butchered a chance there.
He's done well to retain possession here.
Castrelli curls one in. It's a beautiful curling cross. Seen a real art of crossing in this match so far. Cartaccione, a beautiful turning pass, but I don't think they were on the same wavelength there.
It's the right idea. Yeah, it's just not pulling off, going way too far ahead.
Long ball again from the keeper. And it's going to go out for a throw-in. Damien, what is your thoughts so far on this match?
It's been well played on the most part. Both teams are trying to go forward in their own ways. There are just some key areas up forward that just haven't been going right. Bayswater here doing a great job of pressuring.
Only for Armadale to do the exact same thing. Both play styles kind of mirroring each other. Long ball forward on the right to Quinn. Puts it in the centre of the park. Oh, beautiful twisting and turning from Cartaccione.
So, some of his skills today have been just excellent, especially in those tight areas with lots of players around.
Quinn. Bit of controversy there with that throw-in.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell whether the ball was all the way. Was it a free kick? No, the referee's pulled him up for a free kick here. So.
Okay. Kearney does what he can to keep his feet. And now they counter-attack. A terrible back pass sees Gianni Papalia run and slide down miles from home. Of course, that pass from Kearney there. The cries of she fell over. And it's your man Loxley about to take the corner, Damien. Tell us a bit about him.
He's a good player. He's got good skills.
As we say, that was a great curling cross. Falls to Jack Salter. And on the scoreboard, with just a couple of minutes remaining in this first semi-final, Armadale 1, Bayswater City 0.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That cross there is just absolutely perfect. Nice and high. It allows them to just run on and attack the ball. Because that's what a lot of people don't do. They don't attack and run and jump. But we've seen that, and it's paid off.
And the Army in full song now. That's got to be a sucker punch for Bayswater, who perhaps had the better run of play in that first half.
But most certainly, a lot of the time they've been basically on top, but yeah, it was given to them basically. They gave away the corner, they failed to defend it, and the goal came.
And it's ignited something as Gooding goes forward. And it's again a terrible pass, and it's gonna go out for a throw-in Bayswater's favour, surprisingly here. A long ball. Couldn't meet the diagonal run of Patrick Quinn. Charlock with a long ball forward. Loxley. And I guess you could call it the intimateness of this ground, just really showing when a team scores a goal. The pockets of fans perk up.
Yeah, it's great. I love these stadiums.
And a beautiful chip there. Puts Burton through. Cuts inside. Still maintains control. And puts it through. And looked like Chol had a chance there to level the scores, but it's still, unfortunately, a 1-0 lead to Armadale.
It's well played there. They have possession out wide there, cutting inside, and Chol there just coming in unopposed almost. No one's rotating onto him. Has a shot. A little bit unlucky not to slide it in, but I think Charlotte had that covered.
Kicks it forward. Big kick forward, and it looks like it was one there, but referee saying there's nothing in it.
Nah, both players just going to ground there.
Of course, the beauty of the two teams that are playing in the next game is that they will know who they will be facing in the grand final.
Yes, although they will still have to keep it up for their match, otherwise they won't be facing.
I think it's safe to say that another questionable offside decision.
We'll have to have a look at some of these.
We'll have to look at these on the magazine show on Wednesday.
He's just trying to find some space, but the ball won't get to him,
No, beautiful ball.
And that was another close one, although I think it was just offside there. But again, a good move, and it's one of the first times I've seen Armadale players get to the drop of the ball when the ball's come over every single time. It's these Bayswater players picking it up and they're able to go forward, but this time it's them who've picked the ball
It does
up.
seem like Loxley has been their X factor. Perhaps they've brought him on earlier than they thought they'd like to. But very interesting there as Barry tries to control it. And now Quinn will counter-attack for Bayswater, but Catacione for once acknowledges he is offside and doesn't go after the ball.
He was a number of yards offside there. I mean, when they're just holding on to ball just a couple of seconds too long there. Probably had an opportunity to get the ball through, but he didn't.
Beautiful headed ball there. And it looks like Burton's through, but no, another offside.
That one. This was, they had players out wide who were not offside down on that left wing. That would have probably been a better option. But,
temperature starting to cool down here at Leiter Stadium.
as the sun starts to set.
And he's not offside here. Kopasamy puts it outside. Falls to Louis Bake. And oh dear me, Salter has made it 2-0 for Armadale. Bayswater in crisis here. And the slow, steady possession-based play of Armadale has caught Bayswater on the back end, and they're going to have a lot to think about at half-time. I wouldn't be surprised if Chris Coyne brings out the hairdryer.
He would not be happy. That's just poor defending. The player's free on that opposite wing, that right wing inside the box. You can't leave them unguarded. The ball came over. It was left 1-1, and it was a simple finish in the end. Again, this is a better ball across because they were taking
cuts inside, but again a heavy touch. And that's it for the first half. An interesting first half where perhaps we've seen the underdog up here 2-0 here at Leiter Stadium. We'll be right back after this short break. As we're about to start here again, have a glance over the players, see if they've made any changes. Crowd's starting to get a bit more parochial. Armadale with a long ball to start the game.
Looking for that run of Reece Loxley, but he can't find it.
And Catacione somehow manages to keep the ball, and he's put through Steve Burton. He's got Farrell on the inside, and does manage to find him, but he misses a near open goal.
It was a tougher angle than you may think. I think Chris had a perfect view of it. Well, the shot should have come first. It shouldn't have been across. There's a perfect opportunity there. It was cutting across 1-on-1, could have put it across the face of goal. He didn't, hesitated, and the chance was lost.
See, the problem there was just miscommunication. An overly long ball hit to the centre forward who couldn't get to it. And again, Steve Burton through. Charlotte comes out to meet him, but it's...
You gotta stop that.
What's up?
Get onto the players list for me.
A long ball forward. Finds Farrell. Searching cross. And, it does find Steve Burton after a header from Catacione. And we've got a game here at E&D Leiter Stadium. The score now up on the scoreboard. Armadale 2, Bayswater City 1.
This has been the perfect start. I don't think they could have wished for anything more. Again, they just caught them out.
And that is what you come to see local football for. Another slight technical difficulty there.
Again, Bayswater winning possession. They're looking so much better now. Their intent is there, and they've just lifted so far. And Armadale are going to have to respond here.
Bayswater looking for options now. The ball's thrown in. Kearney. A long searching through ball. Contagione finds the ball again, and we could have... Oh, it's a delightful chip.
Just not enough power and elevation there. It wasn't a bad idea. It was certainly there, but it wasn't going to beat the keeper that easily.
Another onside attempt. Steve Burton, beautiful back heel to Contagione. Gets it back. And Armadale more than happy to just clear it out defence. Of course, for those listening, don't forget to send your text in to 0410 506 013.
Kenny has a lot of space, and they're pushing a lot of players forward now, aren't they? They're just looking to find that drop of the ball, and
oh, it's fallen to
Robson there. Yeah, Robson just coming in, did well, and it'll be a...
And listen to the Bayswater fans; they're starting to perk up here.
The quick corner played.
Beautiful cross.
Good goalkeeping again there by Charlotte.
Bayswater putting Armadale under all sorts of pressure here. And it's, of course, cleared.
Cleared there, well cleared by Costello. They saw that the players were open and just came up.
Beautiful cross by Kearney. And it's somehow... Will it get... No, he won't get to it there. 2-1 here at Lita Stadium. We've had our fair share of technical difficulties. Charlotte taking his time.
Yeah, perhaps the right idea just to slow the game down. It hasn't started their way. They're just looking to get it back upfield from the goal kick. And again, the defender's just reading, and that was...
Oh, it's through again. And it's clearly saved by Charlotte.
That was a touch and go decision. It looked to me like he might have been offside there. But, yeah, perhaps they were just keeping him on line.
That could have been a handball, but Gordon takes it straight away. And it looks like it was another offside there. Their run of onside luck will not continue. And as we continue this on now, ball falls for Bayswater. Goes wide. Burton. Oh, that was very high. And a bit of an overreaction there, you might say, from Sam Loveless,
A bit.
who definitely doesn't have any love for Stephen Burton.
No, not at the moment it seems. It's clear high boot there. There's no need to be putting your boot up there when there's a player's head right in the way. It could have been very, very dangerous. But it was. That is why the free kick was gold. Be a good overlap here. Falls towards Loxley. It's a good little move there. Finds Baker out in the centre, but
Loxley again.
just again losing possession, but
Gooding now. Tries to go wide. And it's been taken now. Burton's got Katachi on it, but he's offside now.
it was just held possession for way too long there, and it was closed down very well by the Armadale defence. But Quinn now has got some time in the bowl just to assess the situation. Pass are thrown in the end of Loxley at about midway.
As we continue to play here at Leeta Stadium.
But we're looking to change the attack, and it's a good little bowl here. They've found it. But again, well defended.
We welcome back our online listeners. A long ball into the forward line for Armadale. And they managed to get it back. Very exciting there from Kopasami. Bit of a give and go there.
Just a late touch there on Loveless. Earns a free kick out wide. So, again, it will be lots to take with that left foot of his. So, doesn't seem to be too many plays moving forward. Only about 4 or so, with a couple outside the box.
Of course, how rare is it that you have a natural left footer in your side?
Sammy there, well offsides, leaves it rightly.
Kearney. Again, cuts inside. Caccione, oh, very nearly puts it into the bottom left-hand corner of the net.
He has very good skills. He's attacking, taking on and beating players. These guys are so important in almost any style of play.
Down by the Paul Efkos sign, a favourite sign of ours. Gooding. Inside now, they can counter. Andy Reel playing the same role as perhaps Patrick Quinn did in that first half on this close side here. Temperature gone down a couple of notches, I might add. This will suit the Eastern club Bayswater. Real. Give and go of Kearney. who again puts it forward.
It's a lovely ball, a lovely run in there.
Cataccione tries to get it past, but no, they will counter-attack Armadale. Unfortunate drop there for Kopasami. And Farrell try to be too tricky. And Armadale back in droves. And a ball to no one there from Kearney. Playing hoofball.
Good old favourite of yours, Chris.
Made famous by Perfect Glory coach Ian Ferguson, I believe you say. For those of you who missed the result earlier today, Perfect Glory did lose 1-0 to a Aaron Moy deflected goal not long into the second half. A beautiful nod forward. Flicked forward.
Ooh, hit late.
Took the wind out of his sails, didn't it?
Only real there, just coming very, very late. There's Douglas and Robson just work out who's going to be taking this free kick.
A long, long ball forward, and Papalia comes out to meet it. Tries to have a give and go. Goes long. And now there's 4 on 1 here. And Burton absolutely flops it.
He looked to control it, but he's just fallen. And that's very unfortunate. He looks to be in some trouble here. Looks to be in a lot of trouble, so I hope it's not too serious.
It does look like it's a little bit of an injury here.
Referee's Charlotte puts it out sportingly, and the referee comes over. The trainer coming on.
Bit of a run for the trainer out onto the far side of the pitch. But it'd have to be a good one for his teammates if they're going to let this one slide. Players enjoying a well-deserved drinks break.
Well, this pass is good for Armadale there, just to kind of break up the play completely, and then give them a breather, because they've been on the ropes for a lot of this half. That's all of it.
Bayswater very unlucky there not to be even.
So they've had a number of good chances already, and they converted the one, but could perhaps easily be 2-all at the moment.
So true, especially in these conditions. It's starting to get a wee bit chilly.
Referees then just coming off on that near goal line there. Either Cataccione looks to just send it back into play. With the Armadale, of course, was back in possession. It's good to see those kinds of sporting plays there.
And a long, I've said that so many times tonight, have I not? A long ball from Charlotte. But it falls now to Gooding. And these Bayswater players are just pressing Armadale. Cataccione pressing onto Charlotte there. Kopasami. Loxley manages to get the throw in.
And just play it quickly, look to try and get some sort of advantage. But Well,
Yep.
they couldn't work it out between them. It's just back here at Bayswater. Of course, Burton just coming back onto Vigils to get onto it now is looking to moving a little bit better. So hopefully he can continue on.
Passed inside. Across to Kearney. Kearney has Real on that left-hand side. He goes long.
Yeah, he came back from the offside.
And it will be offside. 2-1 at Leaders Stadium. The winner, of course, going through to the night series final. A long ball forward. Salter with the head onto Kopsami.
Keeper, they better call the keeper back into play quickly.
And it's chipped back, and Barrett nearly took advantage of a backwards spray there.
It's a lovely little interplay there.
Cross back into centre, and there's a bit of argy-bargy here. That was Callum Potton, and it looked like it was Reali over on that left-hand side. No, it was Paul McCarthy.
They're just doing a good job of just holding it and sorting it out.
Not letting these tensions overflow. Another long ball.
That's a lovely ball there, but again, Robson just judging it well and coming up, but
as they attack now on that right-hand side.
Pushing on and
looks like it's Quinn again over there. Beautiful curling ball. Catacione tried to get onto it, but Charlotte more than up to the case. 22 minutes gone so far. Damien, who would you have to pick as your man in the game so far?
Yeah, that's a tough one. There are a number of candidates up for it.
And as you say that, it was offside.
Another tough one.
The man that I was going to suggest, Stephen Burton, for Bayswater.
Well, he's been good. He's been making some very, very intelligent runs. I'd put Catacione up there as well.
Of course, you can't go past Loxley, and
he came on quite a real big spark. A little bit quiet so far in this second half. However, the ball really hasn't come much to him.
It's a free kick picked up by the linesman there. It's Bayswater attack now. McCarthy. Quinn. Back to McCarthy. Goes to the centre. Goes left to Kearney. He's got Real. Oh, beautifully controlled. Or nearly beautifully controlled, I should say.
It was a very good first touch. Just the defence there. Got a good overlap running.
Barry. A long searching ball and difficultly handled by Papali.
He did well enough. It was difficult coming up at that angle. He came out, got a fist to it, and if he didn't, well, that most certainly could have been number 3 for Armadale, of course. And again, Bayswater here looking to break the runs and
Catacione, he's managed to shake off the defender. He's got Real inside. And he's got McCarthy, who curls one around and... Oh, it's curled down to Burton, and Burton's made it 2-all with his second of the game. And we have got a game on our hands at E&D Leader Stadium.
Wow, just look at that. Look to be a tame shot. But Cyril Charlotte there has just spilt it, and the pounce has come.
Cyril Sherlock has only got himself to blame for that one. A beautiful curling shot by McCarthy.
Looks like there's a substitution.
There's the Baysy Ultras. The game restarts now. Taking on that left flank. Bayswater can sniff blood in the water. Oh, and beautifully turned around by Catacione, who tries to get the blunder out of Cyril Charlock again.
It's just wonderful control. And he's shown a lot today. He's able to knock it past quite comfortably and create his own shot.
Around 26 minutes gone in this game so far. And beautifully chipped over. And he's going to beat his man again by the looks of things. And he does. Farrell now. Cuts inside. Beautiful chip across. That's inside and... Oh, it was very nearly the hat-trick there for Burton. But he was offside.
Just offside. It was a fantastic save there by Sherlock, actually. Sherlock, I should say, sorry.
Game on for Bayswater. We could yet still have penalties. Okay. Oh, that was a clear handball on that right-hand side. But it looks like advantage has been played. And a wild cross wide, but it stayed in. And Farrell's kept it in, put it inside to Burton, drops for Real, goes back inside.
Showed too much on the ball.
And again, they've got it back, and Bayswater in full flight. And another spill shot by Charlotte. Two all to score here. A long shot by Charlotte. Returned by Bayswater. That attacking trio of Burton, Catacione and Farrell paying off. And that 2-goal lead cut back down. Long ball forward. Intercepted by Kearney. And now Farrell, they run into each other, unfortunately. Farrell now tries to sneak it through to Burton. And Real not too happy with his first touch there. Minutes gone. Looks like we will have a substitution here. For Armadale, Jackson Bealey to come on.
It's like Sam Lovelace coming off and Lifeline swapping in that right back position.
Should also be known that Darren Francis is on the pitch as well. Half-time substitution for Bayswater. For Armadale, I should say. Speaking of Bayswater now, they're on the attack. Gooding. wild ride.
Wonderful control there from Quinn this time.
Sneaks past a player. Back to getting a long, wild pass to the left. Real. Paul McCarthy. Real and shoots over the bar. Just over half an hour gone here. Bayswater will be looking to get a late goal. They've enjoyed a period of about 20 minutes dominance since that first goal, and it nearly went through there again. Of course, we're sitting in near darkness here at Lita Stadium. Very intimate stadium. Oh. Looked like Callum Potton got on to the end of that one.
Very well. You have to move very quickly to keep down and play it.
But Salters managed to get it back, and it could be game on for Armadale here. Back to Potton.
Well,
they've just handed it over.
A few poor passes, and there's an overlap here with 4, but there'll be three attackers cutting in behind. And
Tachione makes himself available, but it falls back to McCarthy. Tachione. McCarthy. And he was looking for that wide player, but couldn't find him. Do you think there's a 5th goal in this game?
Look, it's looking like it at the moment, most definitely. Bayswater, they're smelling blood at the moment. They've been absolutely brilliant in this second half. But right now, unless Armadale can, find anything to hold it off, it looks like there could be another goal.
Charlock. Another long ball, another counter-attack, and it looks like it did get picked up again, but he's lost his footing again. Which does make me wonder.
The Armadale midfielders really need to do a better job of helping out this defence, because they're under siege. These long balls coming over the top, and every single time there are 3 or so forwards getting in behind, and you just can't afford to do that. They're not keeping the line, they're not keeping their shape, and they're not getting to the ball.
A long ball forward.
Yes. We just see here.
Completely barged off the ball, and that will be a free kick for Bayswater. They take it quickly, and it goes across now to Farrell. Cuts inside, manages to control it, and did he get a finger to it? Yes, he did, and it's going to be a corner. 2-2. Still here with about 10 to 13 minutes to go here. We don't have a timer. Managing to find the ball in the darkness over there. Just as well the power cut happened last night. Hey, Damien?
It's definitely
beautiful corner, and it's gone straight over.
Just didn't quite catch that one.
This coverage brought to you by West Australasian Media Network. You can listen to all the night series games at www.whamnetwork.com.au.
Goal kick coming down just on the halfway line. Not forward here, but
a beautiful long ball. And it's Burton. He's got Catacione. Has to pass backwards. Beats 4 players. and cuts across and very nearly puts it on to the right far post. But it's going to be a goal kick, and it's safe to say that Armadale's only hope so far of going through to the final is going to rely on penalties.
He's almost toying them at this stage. He's been absolutely brilliant. There's lovely little flicks with his feet. He's well controlled at the moment. Yeah, I think they might need another ball or two out there just to keep the game moving. He can't. Sharks just had to go and fetch it.
Armadale way off his line. The beauty of football in this league is the fact that it's just so community-based, I believe. And just take a look at the crowd here tonight. Close to about 2,000 here, I reckon.
It's a good little crowd here, isn't it? A lot of people turning out.
Of course, there was talk of redeveloping Leader Stadium into a 4,000 to 5,000 seater. I mean, there's a lot of potential here.
We certainly are.
As the ball goes forward now for Armadale, but Bayswater will counter because there's no foul. And Burton didn't know where it was.
Hey.
They're all yelling out for a free kick there. Cleared now. A long-headed ball forward, but it's headed back. Burton might have fancied a shot at running onto it then, but he didn't go for it. And, whoa. Kearney just trying to control it at the back. He's offside, and Taccione was not. He comes through, turns the keeper, and he's hit the post!
Well, that's a very poor clearance.
And Quinn now having another shot. Perhaps a third. No, it's cleared, and Bayswater will be wondering what they've got to do to get in front.
It's a golden moment there for Taccione. Should have had his goal that he's almost deserved. He's been brilliant. No, it's the post that denied him.
And Taccione again through. Can he get a tip on? No, he can't.
Charlotte there just came through and
exciting times here at Leader Stadium. We're into the last 10 minutes of this game and they've really thrown everything at them. Salter cuts inside. Oh, it's a meekly headed effort there.
Yeah, so very difficult. The defender did well enough to keep him off balance.
Papale puts his defender in a bit of trouble there.
They managed to get
Farrell there. Long ball forward.
Yeah, it's well read there.
And another long ball, but it's going wide. Over onto that far hand side.
Taccione is
waiting in the centre, but there's a player down on the other side.
This side.
Armadale fans perking up again. There's Bayswater attack. Passed inside. Beautiful flick on, but gets intercepted by Armadale as they go wide now. It's through Real. Real looks to his left. They've got options here. Poor pass. Both players leaving the ball actually, so we could very well be headed to penalties.
Armadale just holding on for the moment. A bit of luck is keeping them here, really. They haven't been able to launch many meaningful attacks. They've been under siege, basically, this whole game.
Bayswater again on the attack. We were talking at half-time with a couple of fans who believed that Armadale were home and hosed, but far from it in this second half.
They were good in the first half. I thought they just haven't looked likely though. They've completely dropped off.
Oh, it looked like it was Trent Cade pushed off the ball there as he runs back to central defence. McCarthy somehow managed to find its way to that right wing. Quinn. You need a cries of move the ball from the crowd. Again, Route 1 is the option though. And Kay strongly there. Gets dispossessed though. And they're back on the counter-attack through the substitute there. And back to Papalia. Goes right to Quinn. Bayswater with all to do to get it out of their defence. 5 at a time with every Bayswater player there.
They're moving the ball really well, and everyone's into positions where they can receive the ball as well.
It's a beautiful cross ball.
So Robson doing well to just keep himself there and header it out. Costello clearing it. Again, just being blocked off at the centre of the park. They've set up a wall. And
looks like there was a little bit of a nudge there by Trent Kay.
Just on the back angles of Capsamani there.
Damien's starting to get a little bit chilly up here in the nosebleed section of Leisure Stadium. But I wouldn't want to be anywhere else tonight.
Definitely not. And well, there's some space here. Loxley's found on the left wing, and
oh, it's a beautiful first time shot.
They've just blocked it off again, Bayswater.
Catacione. Beautiful, outside the foot. And it looks like that was definitely not on offside.
Well, you were directly in line. I was a bit off, Chris, so you were almost directly in line there.
It was definitely onside from the way I could see that one.
It's very tough. It was a very good move. Again, start off by Catacione there.
Beautiful turn.
Very unlucky to break through. That could have been, 2 on the goalkeeper there.
They're going for the long ball. And Kapasami's in there. Beautiful flick on, but unfortunately tired legs out there.
Yeah, I might see. Still a sub or two.
Chris Coyne up in his technical area.
He must be wondering how they're not in front at the moment. Again, they just... Look at these players just push forward. They got 4 or 5 players there.
Oh, beautifully put forward, but that was offside.
Well, that one was a definite offside. I was right on the line for that. Just moved a fraction too early. Faradita.
And it looks like...
looks like David Cisse, looks like.
Yep, David Cisse coming on.
He's another very attacking player coming on, and he'll certainly provide them with a lot of fresh legs. And Armadale could be in for trouble in his final moments.
Catacione, perhaps the man of the match if Bayswater pulled this.
He's been wonderful. His last few minutes, he's probably a little bit tired in those legs, and almost rightly so. He's run himself into the ground.
Now, just talking strategically here, what does Cisse like as a penalty taker?
Well, he can slot him. He's got a good technique. Good technique, good skills. His composure's not too bad, which is handy. He's going to look to get into this game most certainly. Will this be a chance for Armadale here? No, it's packed close to their own goals. They'll get a throw-in out on that left wing.
Not long to go in this second half. 2 all to score. Bayswater clawing themselves back. as they go forward here. Armadale.
Managed to keep a little bit of possession in the shot.
Beautiful
Very,
shot.
very unlucky. There's is it Salter there?
Yes,
Just the turn and shoot and just narrowly past that right hand post of Papalia's. And again, the best forward, but
so it's not over just yet. There's life still in the belly of the beast. Two squads with strong away support, as we mentioned before.
Yeah, it's been great. You always love seeing that, don't you? For the local leagues here, it's just great.
Of course, 3 of the 4 biggest clubs. Well, sorry, I should say 3 of the biggest clubs in the final 4 of the night series. In the form of Perth, Bayswater, and of course Armadale in terms of away support.
They've always been big clubs, haven't they? Throughout the years, Perth, and Bayswater, they have strong histories, and it continues today.
Bayswater, they've got the overlap, terrible pass back. They've lost that advantage. Real to Cisse. Cisse tries to zigzag his way through, manages to win the throw in. Salter can move forward with Armadale now.
Again, just breaking down. They've got no one up there. That's the problem. They've all been hemmed in. They haven't been able to get place forward and make these moves.
And Real puts that into a bunch of kids. And luckily, no kids hurt.
Of course, they had a lot of fun trying to collect the ball.
That was always the fun of going to a state league game when I was a kid. You'd go down, the ball bobbled over.
Sit behind the goals. Yeah.
And some kid just clocked another. Just all part of the fun of state league football. Long ball forward. Well defended by Real, gets it away to Gooding. Real again.
Gooding and Chola, they're another pair that's had a very fantastic games in those central midfield roles. They've controlled the whole game basically for Bayswater, and they haven't let them really do much.
Salter there. Cuts inside as Armadale go wide. Desperate defending there from Bayswater. Cisse all the way back helping defence, and he wins the throw, and it's a bit of respite. You can hear the desperation in the coaches down on our Armadale touchline. Chris Coyne, relatively cool.
Well, that's a poor throw. Salter.
It's felt to substitute there, but it's going to be a corner. Remember how deadly the left foot of Loxley is.
Most certainly, it looks like he will come across, and there aren't. You need those players, like those players that you can count on late in the game.
And as the temperature drops, the minutes are dropping as well.
It's like it just wonders over me. Maybe also taking a little bit of time for the clock there, just a few seconds.
Dying moments of this second half.
We've seen not his best cross there. It's well clear to be an Armadale throw-in, just at the edge of the technical area of Chris Coyne there.
Armadale just playing possession. They know they need to play possession and not give away a silly goal. But they're on the attack now. And it's... in
the end,
it's a goal
very good defending in the end.
But it did look like a corner to me.
Possibly wait a little bit blocked there on that other side. Look, don't see say again, cutting back there and just helping out. So it's always great when those wingers do that. Again, look at them. They got 4 or 5 players looking to get onto the end of this.
A long ball headed forward.
And the players are just throwing themselves to the ball now, desperate to get possession.
Oh, and
Well,
spectacularly missed there as McCarthy heads it forward. Tries to chip it forward. Players throwing themselves everywhere, as you said.
and they're just...
Salter.
And it's not... When he starts to get the ball moving here, like, they can't
Potten.
see it pretty.
Loxley. Twinkle toes his way through to defence.
Just a shot across.
I'm not quite sure.
No, me neither. Just sailed over Papalia's goal there.
And it's 2-2 here. Surely this game is going to go to the dreaded penalty shootout.
It was like time's ticking away here, and it's a good old-fashioned penalty shootout.
Papalia looks like he's going to push forward.
He's just dropped it from him.
And that's hoofed up into the air by Kay. And they're on the counter-attack. One last chance, they've got Cisse.
So he just had to hold his run, but
and
good ball here.
they're on attack. There is 5 white shirts up against 5 Armadale shirts. And it's going to fall. And, it's been missed again.
That was a wonderful chance. Cisse bursting down the left there, and in the end, the ball was just flashed past Sherlock's right post there. Just referee just kicking the goal again to hurry up and get the game restarted.
Of course, we've had about 5 minutes of injury time now. But this might be enough time for Bayswater, but Charlotte's kicked it up into the garden. It's going to take a while to get down, and and they've called for the replacement ball.
Yes, that's good play by the.
Might be an opportunity for the kid to grab the ball and tuck it under his jumper.
A little bit of a race up there of one in the lead.
I've got 10 on the little kid. Beautiful cross. Is there one last goal in this? There was calls for handball.
That was desperate. There's not much chance there.
Another long ball. Falls to Burton. And that is full time. We will have a penalty shootout here.
I must say.
Nerve-wracking.
Let's say, should Armadale prevail here, it'll be down to Chris Coyne there and the rest of them wondering how it got away from them. They've absolutely killed them in this second half. We
will take a short break as they regroup for the penalty shootout. You're listening to WAM Network's coverage of the night series here at Leetus Stadium. Farrell versus Charlotte. Steps up. And saved by Charlotte. But it's gone to the left of him, and a bit of spaghetti legs there.
Definitely unlucky for
summoning his inner Jersey Dudek.
It wasn't particularly well hit. He got a clear hand to it. You could hear it all the way up here, but he just couldn't keep it out. Just the angle that it came on.
Now Loxley, the X Factor as you called it. He scores for Armadale, and it's 1-1.
Coolly done there by Loxley. As always, stepped up and sent the keeper the wrong way.
Referee pokes it over cheekily to Kearney. Up against Charlotte, spaghetti legs. Kearney hits it and scores strongly to the right. A very Lucas Neal-esque penalty, I would say.
The complete opposite. They're going for our bottom left corner. They're very hard to stop, and I can say that from experience.
Damien Lawakano, of course, a third grade keeper at Gosnells FC. Kopasami. And scores to the left of Papalia. Third up now. Pressure now on.
Again, you got to hear those fans getting into it. So.
Of course, now the third penalty taker here. And a bit of fighting words.
Mind games, isn't it?
And it's Paul McCarthy up against Charlotte. Let's see if it works. And yeah, look at this. He's going over. He's going over. Gives him a little bit of a hug, a bit of a word. And it's 3-2 Basie.
You can love him getting into this. It's just great. It's just the a few kisses being blown even there.
Louis Bake needs
he's had a solid game overall. He hasn't been too bad.
He's going to need to slot this one home to even the scores up in this penalty shootout. And does so. Sends Papalia the wrong way, and it's 3-all. Nerve-wracking.
Well, it is. They always are penalty shootouts, but I love them. You know, I hate when people complain.
I believe this is Trent Kay going up for a penalty.
Yes, Trent Kay, he's been
the former Perth SC defender.
He's
up against Charlotte.
Often defenders can be a good choice to take a penalty.
And he slots it with power.
Just under the bar there.
Topo. 4-3.
It worked.
Mitch Castrilli now.
Face off against Papalia.
To level it all up. And slotted softly to the left, I'll say there.
Finally, it looks like it's Burton.
And it's Burton, the match saviour, I guess you could say, for Bayswater stepping up here.
Saviour and almost the winner a couple of times.
Luckily, there's no offside here.
Yes, that's for sure.
And he will go up against. Charlotte.
Charlotte.
Certain.
He's run up a little bit and
very Cristiano Ronaldo-ish. A little bit there, a little bit there.
Midway, just a little stutter step there, and just put Charlotte off there.
Of course, this penalty, if he doesn't score this, it's Bayswater going through to the final.
It will be Robson, who's had his hands full all day.
Traditionally, defenders are the best penalty takers, and you save your best penalty takers for last. And it's 5-all. We're going to go to a 6th round of penalties.
It's a wonderful penalty there for Robson. A lot of power, a lot of direction, hitting the bottom corner.
And we've got Bayswater now stepping up to the par. Slotted to the right there. Salter now had a couple of interesting chances here. Need to score to keep Armadale in it. And it goes in off the post. 7th round of penalties.
Could we see go through to the keepers taking it one each?
I wonder if Charlotte is up for it yet. Look at him. He's a nervous wreck.
He was not happy when that first penalty slipped by him. So he'll need to keep it up.
And to the left, sneaky. Charlotte in pain, almost physical pain. Couldn't see who took that penalty. I think it was. Pretty sure it was Real that took that one.
Yeah. Anyway, next up is Callum Potton, number 15 for the Armadale side. He'll step it up here.
Oh, he's net! And Bayswater are through to the final of the 2013 night series. They're absolutely overjoyed, winning here 7-6 on penalties.
It's always tough, isn't it? Isn't it, Chris? Losing on penalties. You got a feel for them right now.
And the Baysy Ultras singing cheerio to the army. What a finish to the game. Damien Luakano. I can only hope Perth vs Coburn is going to be this good.
Well, it was in the end. It was a good solid game, and just penalties there.
And we'll be right back with our next game after this short music break.